Today we're going to talk about using an alternative method of modifying an MSI file during installation. Now typically most of you are going to want to go in, use something like Orca, uh, many other tools out there to edit the actual MSI file either directly or create an MST. Well, there is another way you can also set these settings without even having to edit the MSI file. Now you'll still need to be able to look at the MSI file using Orca or some other tool. You will still need that, but you don't have to, in a lot of cases, make a direct edit to the file if you don't want to. So let me show you what we're going to start out with. So we're going to open up this MSI file. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this from a command line, I'm logged in as my normal account, and I don't have local administrator privileges with my normal account, so I had to run a command line as my administrator account. Alright, so we're going to run this. We're going to, as you can see, if you watched my other video, it's already pre-configured to accept the terms of the agreement. We're going to next. Okay, so in here, for this deployment I'm doing of Workshare Professional, I only want compare and net documents selected. These two should not be. So one of the things we want to do is go in here. We're gonna find what is causing protect and connect to be checked off. Now, what we want to do is take a note on this. Likely inside the MSI file, it's going to be called protect. Now, it's not going to be named the exact same thing inside there, so you just want to note down the keyword protect and connect, and then that's what we're going to search for inside the MSI using Orca. So I'm going to cancel out of here now that we know the two things we want to disable. We're going to cancel, yes, and finish. Okay, so now what we want to do is open up the Workshare Professional MSI using Orca. And here it is. So let's take a look here. Now, if you remember, if you did watch my other one, you may have seen at first the control. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do it a little ways around that, and I'm going to show you how to do it another way. So we know we want to go in here, and well, let's just start it here first. So let's go to go to the control. Go to the property, come down. Okay, here you go. Here's compare selection, connect selection. So we see connect selection, but the first thing I would have done here is I would have actually gone up here. If you really want to start from scratch, I remember if I said that we want to note the connect. So what we would do is we do a control F, paste connect in there, and we're going to hit find next. We know that's not it. Move this over so we can read which table we're in. Checkbox, connect selection. And as you can see, they're both here, protect and connect. So that's actually what it's called right there. So we're going to come back in here and we're going to replace this in the find field. We're going to hit find next, and there you go. You see it found what I originally took you to, the connect selection under the property field of the control. Now, if you didn't watch my other video, basically the control box, if you come in here into the control table, that is, and you sort by the property field, you come all the way down, you'll have to scroll all the way to the bottom because that's where it'll put all of them. You'll see everything here typically that will need to be changed, that you're prompted for. So if you want more detail on that, definitely go look at my other video out there on editing MSIs with Orca. Okay, so we're going to copy this one more time, and we're going to do a control F. I'm going to find, of course it found that one, and here we go. Alright, we're in the control condition. We see this right here is not what we're looking for. Next again, and here we go. Here is what we're looking for. The event is the control selection, and here's the actual internal password. I'm sorry, not password. Internal variable. So we're going to actually copy that, highlight it, copy it, and now we're going to paste that in here. And we're going to ignore this. We're looking actually for the registry. Just to make it quicker, we're just going to come down to the registry field here and click on the top one. And there you go. There's what we're looking for. So this is the actual location of the registry key. And this is the name of the key that we're going to put in there. And then internal connect. It's pointing back to that internal connect we saw earlier. And that had an equals 1, which, as you know, in binary, 0 is off, 1 is on. That's why it's checked off when we're running this. So I could actually go in there and I could have put internal connect equals 0 in the property field and I'd be done. But say I don't want to mess with this MSI at all. I want to leave it just like it is. I want all these settings set before I run the MSI file. That can be done. And this is what I'm going to show you here. So what you can do is, so we know it's software workshare install. Okay, so I've already got my registry open. We know, now if we come back in here and take one more note, this 2. How do I know where this key is? 2, which I want to show you, if you go out to Microsoft's website here, 2 means HKey local machine. So that's how you know which hive in there, which one to put it in. Under, that is. So you just look at that, the root, and that says 2, so that means it's HKey local machine software workshare install. And then the name of it is prof connect module. And then the internal connect, we're going to set that to 0. So the next thing we want to do here is we're going to open up the registry. We're going to go back into my virtual machine. I'm going to open up the registry. We're under software. And as we see, it goes to WILD6432 from S to W. There is no workshare. So we're going to have to create that. That's because this machine doesn't have workshare on it yet. We're going to create a new key. And now we've got that, and if I'm not mistaken, okay, our next one is install. We've got to create that key next. Okay, we've got that created. Now, this is the actual name that we want, Prof Connect module. So we're going to copy that. We're going to go back in here. Now, here's one thing that I've learned. Every time I've done this, I've always had to use D-word. To be honest, I don't know what in Orca determines the type, but for everything I've seen when I've done this method, it's always been a D-word. If that doesn't work, you can always go and change it to a string value and test that out. Okay, so we've got our Prof Connect module. Expand this out, and it's already set to 0. Okay, there was one other thing we needed to also check. So we're going to go in here. So we wanted our Prof Connect module to be unchecked, and we wanted our protect to be unchecked. So we're going to go in here and we're going to create this one also. And we're going to set it to 0. Okay, we've got them both set. So these, by having these keys predefined in here, when the MSI is executed, it's going to read these keys and check or uncheck those boxes. Alright, let's execute that MSI again. Well, I just made a mistake there. Why did I get this? It's because I still have Orca open. If you have Orca open with that MSI, it is not going to be able to open it. Let's try it again. Here you go. Next, we're already set to accept this. And they're still checked. Why is that? Well, let's cancel out of this and check. Our keys are set. They're in the Workshare install. Uh-oh. This is a 64-bit machine. I forgot about it. So we need to actually go in here and we need to create the same set of keys under WOW 6432. And then we're going to check and see if it's fine. So we're going to create that. Then we're going to create our install. And now we're just going to copy and paste these. And here we go. We've got both of them. Both are set to 0, which means off. Now let's rerun this. Next, next. And there you go. They're unchecked. I didn't have to do any editing to the MSI file. All I had to do is go in there and look this information up inside the MSI file. Didn't have to make any changes to it. Now, as you saw in my last video, I already had compare and net documents set. I could have done the same thing to those two, and just have a PowerShell script, which is what I use to deploy and install all my MSI files. I could have had my PowerShell script actually push all those keys down first, and it would have configured all this for me beforehand. It's as simple as that. Now, I purposely put in here well, let me cancel this out. I purposely did it this way by putting it in the 64-bit. I'm sorry, in the Workshare install under the wrong software field instead of putting it under WOW 64, just to show you that that can be relevant, especially if you're working on a 64-bit machine while using a 32-bit application. So we're going to delete that one out. Let's just go back and rerun it one more time. And there you go. They're unchecked. It's as simple as that. And just to show you, it's actually how I've done other deployments. Here is a script, PowerShell script that I had written to where I had installed the last version. As you can see, went through, checked for the 32 or 64-bit architecture, so it knew which one to push, and then it pushed all these registry keys down initially before it actually came down here and installed Workshare. So that way everything was else pre-configured. I didn't have to make any changes to the MSI, and it was all set. And as you can see, these were all D words values. It's literally as simple as that to do this alternative method of using the registry to configure your installation of MSI. Alright, I hope this has helped, and look forward to making my next video for you, and have a great day. Thank you.